Hey, what's happening, guys? And thanks for tuning in. Today we have Mr. Steve Araujo. Now, Steve consults and works with many companies within the music industry, sharing his expertise in marketing and product development. But he is also a highly respected musician within the community and has the insight and experience that many don't possess. He also produces the music community's highest quality gear reviews and demos, and is dedicated to presenting authentic and cinematic content that not only looks good, but also sounds good. Steve's brand and website, The Bass Hang, has also become a marketing vehicle for many manufacturers and companies in the music industry, helping promote and bring new products to the public. The Bass Hang visits events such as Bass Player Live, The Nom Show, and Basicer to provide up-to-date information about the latest products and events of interest to bass players and musicians. I've had the pleasure to be a part of this community for a number of years now, and it is incredible. Now let's sit back and listen to what this wonderful man has to say.
Good to see you. It is so good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, brother. Seriously, man. I'm glad you're doing well and you're safe up there. And
Yeah.
hopefully we're on the other side of this thing.
Well, it looks like we are, man. I'm trying to keep on the sunny side of life, if you will.
We have to.
Yeah, yeah, you do. You do.
I think it was. I mean, I've talked about this. Maybe you and I or other people. It's like at the beginning, April and May last year were just dismal because we didn't know what this was, and
Yeah.
obviously it's serious, it's gnarly, but you didn't know if you were going to go outside, touch something, walk back in and not wake up the next day.
Yeah.
That's seriously, that was the thought everywhere. And then little by little, okay, take precautions, you'll be okay, do your, supplements, get, stay healthy or whatever, you know what I mean? We started kind of learning, but that first couple of months, man, it was gnarly, man. It was scary. It was scary.
Yeah. And like you said, we had every reason to be scared. So,
Hell yeah.
And thankfully where we're at, our numbers are way, way down.
Cool.
And I think we're on the other side. Yesterday, believe it or not, was one full year from when I locked in. It was one full year. Was yesterday. Was my personal full year of being in the quarantine.
Yeah, I mean, I'm even thinking back. This is close to when everything started kind of locking down. Like you could just feel that tightening.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's weird, man. And fortunately, so I'm in Orange County.
Right.
We didn't get it as bad as some places. As far as complete lockdown and stuff. I mean, everybody around here was, masks and everybody was taking precautions and everything. But I was able to at least go outside. I have mountains like you do, and
Yeah.
I think Orange County is very different than what, let's say LA or even New York. I remember talking to Charlie Sabatino.
Yeah. Right.
And he was like, man, he goes, I hazmat, I have the hazmat suit the second I walk out of the house, I come back in, leave it, it's like, and granted, yeah, you have to do those. And I was doing that too, I'd come home and strip down, put the stuff in the wash and then come in and so anyways, it's been.
And Charlie had every reason to. I mean, New York had got hit so hard, man. I couldn't even imagine being him.
Yeah.
Because he's in an apartment, isn't he? I mean, he's not.
I think so. So and he was in the thick of it, ground zero, man.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
He's in Manhattan, isn't he? I mean,
I think so.
Yeah.
To me, I've never been to New York, and our East Coast friends make fun of me because everywhere is New Jersey, everywhere is New York back east. I don't fucking know. I'm so stupid. I need to go back there.
You need to go, man.
I need to go.
You need to go. I got lucky and was able to live there for about a year.
Wow.
And I lived in Hoboken, so when I walked outside, it was just everything was right there. And but
I have no concept.
Everything's 2 hours away. You can get to Philly in 90 minutes. And
wow.
Everything's just really DC. Everything is all.
Sure.
I mean, you have to imagine like literally from Maine,
Yeah,
like most of the East Coast is as big as California.
that's true. Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So yeah, think about that.
I need to get back there and just get a.
Oh, you'd love it.
Yeah, I know. Like Tony and John Moody and those guys, like, come back. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to go to Jersey. Just yeah, I don't
Yeah.
know why, just to go back there, just to go travel, man.
Yeah, just do it. You should, man. You should go if you get a chance to at least do Boston, man.
Yes.
Oh, just a history.
Really? Okay.
I mean,
Yeah,
you would totally dig it. You would
that's
totally
cool.
dig it.
Well, I need to make it up to up by you,
Oh, dude, please.
and you can always come down here. Good old
Oh
Orange.
yeah,
County. Love
yeah, I
stuff
will.
down here.
And trust me, I will. I'll be in LA next week, anyways, to do some recording. So,
God, dude.
I'll hit you up when I'm there.
Dude, come down to GNL, hang and stuff, man.
I'd love
Or
to.
whatever, we'll figure it out. But
Okay. Yeah.
so you're coming down to do some recording stuff? That's great,
Yeah. Yeah.
dude.
Well, I'll just go on to my buddy Christian's, and
Okay.
we're gonna hang and do some recording, but just mainly just hang.
Beautiful.
Both of us are tired of staring at the same walls, you know.
Yeah. Well, and Monday they're supposed to be opening up, like LA, Orange County, San Bernardino restaurant, like stuff is opening up this week.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great news.
I know,
That is
man.
good news.
It's very cool. It's very cool for everyone. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Well, if you don't mind, man, do you mind if I shoot some questions at you?
No, I gotta go. Bye.
Yeah, right.
This was fun, Skeez. No,
Right.
I forgot to tell you I'm not taking questions.
Okay. You
Is
just
that
take.
okay?
That's
I
good.
just want to shoot the shit. That's it. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
I know. Man, that's the hard part about this show is like actually trying to do a show because you get caught up, hanging with your friends and stuff.
I know. Well, you're doing it very organized, which I much respect because I'm very much, and I think all of us, I'm very much like shoot first and aim later, and I should plan on some shit sometimes. And
Yeah, but let's touch on that. So let's start with the basing. My first question was basically like, what were you doing to keep yourself busy during the pandemic? But I know you guys, you and Tony and Jonathan had started the bass hang, talk show.
the Big Bottom podcast. Yeah,
The Big Bottom pod. I'm so sorry. The Big Bottom podcast.
That's okay because the bass hang is kind of my thing. It's kind of umbrella. So I kind of already had.
I definitely want to touch on that, but I want to, start with the Big Bottom show.
Yeah, it was one of those things. So I had the infrastructure to have like the bass hang. I already had it on all the podcast platforms. So every video that I would do and that I've done practically since I started is all available as a podcast. So I've had the Bass Hang podcast available for 9 years.
Yeah, it's been going on for some time.
Yeah, the Bass Hang started in 2010. So so I just started learning how to do all this bullshit and stuff. Is it okay if we cuss?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Because I drop F-bombs and shit and fuck and stuff.
Yeah,
so
it's all good.
What I do. So
yeah.
just making sure.
We're musicians, man. It's all that's how we fill in the gap.
Yeah. So Tony, John, and I had this long text message thread, a text thread for literally, I think, a year and a half. Like it was NAMM of 2019, and it was just us, just bullshit, gossiping. Like, John works for GHS,
right,
and works for all these companies. Tony is in Blue Man Group, but he's deep in the industry with GK, with Tsunami Cables, who our buddy Keith Sticks.
Yeah.
I'm with GNL. I know a lot of people in the industry from whatever. So between us three, it was like this little news thing. Like, John would say, "Hey, man, did you hear about? Oh yeah, I heard about that. This is what." It was like a freaking sewing circle on gossip sewing circle on text thread.
Bass hang, dude.
And it was just gossiping bullshit, about whatever, gear, practicing bass, shit that was going on, whatever. So when the pandemic started, or even before, I think NAMM of 2020, Tony was like, "Man, this would be a good podcast thing." Well, basically the pandemic started. We're like, well, fuck it. What's better time to start it? So,
yeah.
The Big Bottom podcast started, and we just started doing it with we just wanted to talk to our buddies, which we have to have you on. We're going to have you on. We're just got
Oh
to
yeah, no, do your thing. Absolutely.
yeah.
It's
So
good.
we just started.
You're booked out, man. That's great.
Yeah, we just started talking, and now we're up to our 27th episode, and
Wow.
you kind of do things as we do, like you just do them to do them,
Right.
and not really knowing impact or if anyone's listening or whatever. Like even with bass hang and videos and shit, like I never really, I mean, I cared about views and stuff or likes, but that was not the driving force. The driving force was, let me see if I can do this, how good I can do this. Oh fuck, okay, this worked. Let me try to make it better next time. That kind of
Right.
thing. So this podcast, so I produce it all. I record it, so I mix it down, I do all the stuff, and I put it out. And it was really cool. Dale Titus was on
Oh wow.
a couple of episodes ago,
Uh,
and he goes, dude, he goes, man, and it kind of, I don't know, man, it's cool because he's like, you don't know the impact, like how much this really meant to me with all this shit going on in the world and this crap that I was able to listen to you guys just bullshit and talk shit, and that was it. And you know, I'm a huge Joe Rogan fan,
yeah.
as
Yeah.
probably all of us are,
Yeah.
and that was kind of, yeah, and for me it was one of those things like that's kind of the format, there's no it's just how long does it have to be, however long it is, I don't care how, doesn't
Mhm.
matter,
Yeah.
so, and we just talk anyways. Long story short, it was really cool that Dale, a guy like that, was like, man, like it really got me through some shit. And I was like, fuck, that's
Isn't it?
rad. I had no idea. I still have no. I don't know. We're just doing this to, I don't know, kind of.
Yeah, but I think it supplies a little bit of normalcy for
Yeah,
people and
yeah,
people in
yeah.
the group, and for everybody that's listening, the Big Bottom uh, talk
Podcast.
show, you can
Yeah,
find
talk
on
show. Yeah.
YouTube. Check it out, man. So all you bassists out there, this is a great program for you guys to listen to because you have three like crazy badass bass players talking gear and stuff. So
We just
just
talk shit. I mean,
check
it's
it out.
literally we just talk shit. We just whatever. I don't know. I just want to have fun. That's
Yeah, but it's great. It's
thanks, man.
great.
I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. And
Yeah.
yeah, and looking back, it's like, yeah, it's cool. It's just become a thing. So, anyways, yeah, it's pretty fun. It's rad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So I mean, as far as being like just a killer and fantastic bass player that you are
Thank you,
in
sir.
general, which we're gonna have another show just on you and bass playing. But I'm really like interested in your expertise in marketing and product development.
Sure.
And I was wondering if maybe you could elaborate on that. If you can kind of give the viewers a taste on what it is that you do, because you are like major. You're fantastic at every aspect that you do, and you do so many different things, and you do them with ease.
Dude.
And I'm just really
Thank you.
curious about it.
Thank you. I'm glad it looks like the ease, but it's still, I don't know, man. I'm very into like the Andrew Carnegie, the Napoleon Hill, those guys where it's like it's acquired knowledge and you have to keep pushing. So, um, I don't know how to answer this without going in. So the bass hang started because I wanted to just start a brand. That was it. That was the impetus for it. That was all. And I went and saw this guy, Phil Cook, that if you're not familiar with, check him out. He's a branding guy, and he's just
Okay.
awesome. And it was just like literally I saw this seminar, I wrote a bunch of notes, and the next day I had the URL for the web page, and I just started doing these. I just started like I just was like, fuck it, I'm gonna learn how to do this shit. So I you know I just started it, and
Yeah.
like I said, the whole thing with it was never to. I never wanted to. I don't know. Like I just always wanted to be better. Like okay, how can I make the audio better? How can I make it look better? How can I this bass? How can it sound there? And I don't know. How can I convey this sound of this bass coming through speakers for people
Right.
and that kind of thing? So I guess I got this acquired knowledge because I had recorded all my life, so I know recording environment.
Right. Right.
I want to get better and better. So you have to have that. The video thing, I was new, so I learned video editing, and every video I did, I just wanted it to be better. So I'm like, well, okay, I need to replace the audio when I'm playing, but when I'm talking, the camera mic kind of sucks, so I have to have this. So then you're talking, a couple of audio signals,
Mhm.
line them up, and you have like, I'm gonna try two cameras. Oh fuck, I don't know how to do it. So what? I just did it, So that
I
was just acquired
do
knowledge.
have a question, if you don't mind me
Yeah,
interviewing real
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Did you learn your photography the same way? Because I look at your photography, and your photography is gorgeous, man.
Dude, thank you. I appreciate that same fucking thing. It literally ready, aim, shoot, and then aim. Like I did it. Fuck, I just that's literally the mantra, and I just did it, and I just started doing it, and that was it. And it was weird because the bass hang started in a weird time of my life when I was getting like a divorce. I was going through some shit, and I walked away from the music industry.
Yeah.
A little before I went into the veterinary field because I was just kind of burnt out, disillusioned.
Wow, man. Yeah, you and I are so similar.
Yeah. What did you do? Did you go away from
I
music?
did. I started barbering
Dude.
because
Yeah.
I had to step away, and then
Amen.
started getting back into it, and then
Yeah.
and then I started feeling guilty for other reasons, and it was all inside my head.
Yes. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and there's still, I think there are good reasons. I didn't want to be gone with my kids being here and stuff. And
Sure.
but
Sure.
in any case, dude, I totally understand.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no, this is conversation, man. This is awesome. I love that because it was weird because I went away from it. I started basing all this stuff, all this other life stuff happened, and I almost didn't take it seriously because I would do these videos, put them out, but then I'd go do my veterinary gig, which, I mean, I was all in. Like, that's what I did. I worked with surgeons. I was a veterinary technician. I was an RN for animals. So, but in this time, like, I would get likes and I would get thumbs up and I'd get the hate, I'd get up, but I'm like, fuck, people are watching these videos. Like, what the hell? So I would just like, fuck it, I'm going to put out another one on this.
Yeah.
And it just became one of these things. And like you said, like the music industry, it's like the mob. Every time I try to get out, they pull me back in.
Yeah, it's true. It is true.
So I think I forget years, stuff, but around 4.5, 5 years ago or something like that. Maybe now, I don't know. Time's freaking flying by. Kerry Nordstrand and I had been friends for a long time, and he said, dude, he goes, you need to come back to music. And he gave me a job. And I started doing content creation. I was like, well, fuck, I know how to do this. I know how to, and that's another thing, like, I know enough to be dangerous, for like websites. So I can build a website, WordPress and stuff like that. If there's heavy lifting, I leave it to the experts. But I know enough, like with GNL, I take care of their website, and that's, again, it's just acquired knowledge, So even with Carrie, I started doing pictures and this and that, and I know HTML a little bit, enough to, like, if I see it, I can kind of go, okay, decipher and fucking Google, like, okay, how do I make a web page open? Well, it'll tell you. Here's the code.
Isn't
Like,
it incredible?
it's awesome. So literally, like, it was acquired knowledge. Like, okay, I have to know this. All right, fuck it, I'll learn it.
Right.
And that was it. So it just kind of snowballed, working with Carrie, learning about, an industry, like a company like his, like the inner workings. And yeah, it just, I don't know, it just kind of snowballed, and I just learned. And then after him, I worked with Pat Wilkins, and I worked with other companies. I did, DR Strings.
Yeah,
I
right.
did a bunch of stuff for them. I did all the sound bites for them. So that was just it was just a weird thing that, I learned how to do these things. And
That's incredible.
it was great. And I'll tell you, it was the bass hang, this brand that I created almost gave this illusion of like a little company. It was just me. People are like, how many, man, I want to work for the bass hang. How many people you got? I'm like, fuck it. It's me.
Well, see, and I'm so glad you said that, because I literally thought that it was a company as well.
Yeah, no, just me.
That's incredible. So that kind of leads me on to like the next question.
Yeah.
What I think is, what's so cool, I think, is like you collaborate with so many different people, You know,
Yeah.
we were just saying with all these different music manufacturers on products and working on and websites. Now, is it something that do you just like bounce around? I mean, do you just
No.
like okay,
So I when I when I did the bass hang, when I was just doing that, yeah, I worked like kind of freelancing, like I would still do gigs and stuff like that, and that was a weird thing is coming back, like even in my stint as the vet tech for about 10 years, I mean, I was taking gigs here and there, but it wasn't the main focus. So,
right?
um, I almost felt like, you, when you're playing, you have a floor that you get to, right?
Hmm.
And that floor, if like you and I, we've been playing long enough where if we don't play for a year, we're going to be around at this floor. We can fake it.
Right,
But to
totally.
get better, that floor is not going to be rising, but you're going to be here. You know that you can go into a gig and go, oh fuck it, okay, I can fake my way through the shit I don't know. I'll do my homework and no,
Yep.
I'm not going to be killing it, but there's this floor. So
Right.
when I came back to really start gigging, I felt like I had this floor, and I was like, "Fuck, I'm rusty."
Yeah. Yeah.
So the more gigs, I felt like, oh, that floor's going up and up, and I was able to kind of do more. I don't know what was my point here. Sorry.
Has to do with the bouncing around from music.
Yeah, yeah. So kind of getting your chops back up and stuff for demos and stuff like that, because people want to see that, that you can actually play and do that. So, um, doing the gigs, and then yeah, I was able to by myself kind of make a living,
Yeah.
paid my mortgage and stuff by working with these different companies, doing demos for them, and a lot of them seek me out because the bass hang has this thing,
It
it's
does.
yeah, people find videos from like 7 years ago and they'll still comment on it and ask me, I'm like, what the? That's crazy, and I put enough content out there, but it was almost like I had this brand and I was behind the brand, so people would ask me stuff. And, you and I, we've been playing a long time. So yeah, there's, this acquired knowledge, you become an expert in your field,
Sure.
and we're experts in our field, Skeez. You are, I am, Tony, these, I'm older, so fuck, I've been doing this a long time. I know if I pick something up and I go, okay, what's good and bad about this? I
Yeah.
mean, it may not work for me, but at least I can go, you know what, this is viable, this is good.
Yeah.
So I'm able to, I don't know, give my advice on stuff.
Yeah.
There's been some companies that didn't listen and they're gone, and it's not just me, but it was like, this isn't going to work, like what
Sure.
you're doing is way too left of center. I get it, but it's not, you're not listening to the masses, and that's a lot of times when the engineer side gets in the way of the actual player or the players,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yeah, more like their ego. They can put their ego aside in a way.
Yeah, yeah. And that will hurt people unless, I mean, there's some stuff like let's take Mike Padula, right? One of the fucking best one of the best basses. That bass is, it's not a Fender P, it's not a Fender Jazz, it's not an EBO. It has its own thing, and it
Absolutely.
works. Yeah, so but if you go way left and you don't and the thing that Padula has is it's actually, you can play it, you can gig it, it's good.
Yeah. Right.
Like you can give
Yeah.
it to a player and play, but when you make something and you give it to players and they're giving you feedback, like, dude, I don't know, this, you you got to kind of listen a little bit, and you got to let hubris aside,
Agreed.
So
Agreed. Yeah.
yeah, so I don't know, man, just giving that acquired knowledge and that little expertise that you have, that helps, and anybody listening and stuff, I mean, even if you've been playing for a few years, you're gathering this knowledge, and you have some expertise at this thing,
Yeah.
more so than somebody that doesn't. So, you know, um, yeah, I don't know if that answers the question. Sorry.
It does. It absolutely does.
Okay.
And I was actually wanting to talk about the basing, so I'm really glad we're on this subject. And
Yeah.
and and you had basically already answered my next question, which was, how'd you get the bass hang going? That had to do with you're in a going through your shit, and you needed. It just seems like you needed something to take your mind off of what was really going on,
Yeah.
and be able to focus on it. But I was really curious about how is it that you met Ron Moreno?
So before the vet teching thing and I was gigging, I was teaching a lot. And I was teaching at music stores, and I worked retail a lot when I was growing up because that's what we do.
Yeah.
What do musicians do?
Yeah.
They work at music stores. Back in the day, I mean, now there's no music stores, but back in the day, and there was a music store called Jim's Music down in Orange County.
Okay.
It's still open, but it was, I mean, talk about a hub for the Orange County musicians. Like every musician that is playing out there in Orange County that's like my age either taught there or worked retail there to make ends meet.
Okay.
That's what we did, So
where was that located at?
Irvine,
In
California.
Irvine. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and I
lived in Costa Mesa for a couple of years, and I'm sure like I had been there.
You probably have. There was in Costa
And
Mesa.
believe
There
it or
was
not, man, I actually worked for a minute at that Office Depot on campus in Jamboree.
Dude, that's so funny. Yeah, I know it. Yeah, so in Costa Mesa music stores, there was Coast Music and there was Sight Singer back in the day.
That's right. Oh
Those
man,
were the two.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I've been around too long. I've been around way too fucking long. I bought my first bass amp from Coast Music on 17th, a fucking PV Combo 300.
Wow.
That my mom bought me, and I put casters on it, and I grew up in Huntington Beach, so I would fucking push that thing down the sidewalk to like band rehearsals.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Yeah, it was a beast though, man. Those things are so heavy.
Dude, heavy 15. It was loud as hell. It was a great amp. It lasted forever. I beat the shit out of it, dude. It was.
I always thought that PV got a bad rap.
I think so. Yeah.
I think they really like you could set that stuff on fire, man, and it would not break down.
Yeah. I mean, they're still, at least I thought they were still in business, and they had acquired some brands.
Did they?
I want to say maybe Trace Elliott. No, maybe not Trace Elliott, but they acquired brands.
Yeah,
So
I think you're right. I think it was Trace Elliott.
yeah, something like that. So but then they were on Undercover Boss, and that was a funny show. If you guys watch that one, it's interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
It's like, whoa, like, yeah, and it's like anything, it's like, they're trying to make it. The PV stuff probably, their PA stuff was fucking awesome. The CS800, the CS800 power amp, I can't tell you how many of those I sold to bands back in the day when especially in the Hispanic market. So
I believe it.
Yeah, so I speak Spanish, and I took care of a lot of the Spanish bands that were coming up, like the mariachi, the banda music, the whatever it was. And dude, I sold a ton of PAs to the Hispanic Latino community because they were working a lot. They did a lot of gigs. So
they're gigging all the time.
Yeah, man.
I was born and raised in Stockton, so it's just all the same. The banda music, the mariachi. I mean, that's
exactly.
And they had the best like punk bands too, man. Like some of these guys were just down on others. They were just rowdy.
That's so funny. That's so rad. Well, Huntington and stuff had its. We had our share of the punk stuff and. The Vandals, and we had Zubies, we had the Cuckoo's Nest, which I went to a couple of times when I was younger, and thank God I lived because it was fucking crazy. But the one thing with Stockton, I'm a big like MMA fan and stuff, but I always think like Stockton, motherfucker. That's Nate Diaz.
Yeah. And he's actually from Lodi, man.
Oh, okay.
He claims Stockton.
The Diaz brothers claim
I
Stockton.
think he did time in both both cities, but the Deftones always claim Sacramento, but they are. I mean, like Chino and those guys are from Sac, but then Chi, the bass player who just recently died, he's from Stockton, man. We all grew up together.
He was good. Dude,
his older brother Ming was another killer bass player, and he was in a band called Hemlock in Stockton, and those two guys, like it was him and then the guy named Tim Driver, who was a singer-songwriter for this band Hemlock back in the 80s in Stockton.
That's cool.
They threw all like the big Battle of the Bands. They threw all the shows. They threw a show one time. I don't know if you being from down south, a band called Beowulf. out of
Yeah,
Tennessee.
yes,
They
yeah.
came up into Stockton one time and played, and I was a huge fan of them. And I remember them coming to Stockton, and I was like, "Holy shit!" And
Yeah.
they just, and that was like the first moment. I swear to God, that was the first moment in my life when I saw a
Mm,
thrash punk band that
sure.
actually was tight and had a show and that were incredible. And I was watching it like, oh, see, we don't have to be sloppy. We can
I
be
can actually
professional.
be, yeah, yeah.
You
I
know,
can be precise. I can be good.
yeah, yeah. You know, you're not a poser by doing that.
Yep.
And that was like that whole turning point in my life was when those guys came in, and that was in I think '90
Wow.
because they had their whatever album was that came out, I forget, but Unsentimental. That album Unsentimental came out, and
Okay.
it blew me away, man. So
Wow. I,
Stockton, it was a
yeah.
tough town, but it is a lot of fun.
Well, I know. Well, yeah, the Diaz brothers, they train at Caesar Gracie's, and he's in Stockton, so that's why. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The Deftones record, White Pony,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so
But
good.
that was their second one, right?
I think
And
so.
that was
That
the
I
one that was
love
on
that.
Maverick.
Yeah, I like that second record. It was just
Yeah.
great. Like if somebody hasn't heard it, check out that. I mean, check out both.
Yeah.
But Cha-Chang was a great player, man.
Oh man, yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah,
we did a ton of shows with those guys.
that's so
They played,
rad.
they played in Stockton all. Oh, so back to what I
Uh,
was saying. So his brother Ming,
okay.
taught Chi how to play,
Oh.
and so we used to play with the Deftones all the time
Hmm.
because it just was that Sacramento,
Yeah.
Stockton, in between hub, and
Wow.
I remember playing with them at the Cattle Club
Okay.
in Sacramento, which was at that time kind of really one of the only places you could play.
Sure, sure.
Um, and then Growers Hall and stuff in Stockton. But
Wow.
yeah, then all of a sudden, dude, they just like disappeared, and then the Adrenaline album came out, and that was it.
Yeah.
And then Madonna, I think Madonna picked them up because that was her label, and
Interesting.
yeah,
That's
then it was like they were just gone, like literally, like you're just playing, and then like whatever happened, you just think to yourself like, well, then it just kind of disappeared, and then next thing you know, it's like, wait a minute, dude, like they're huge.
they're
So it was
pretty.
really cool. It was
Yeah.
really cool to watch.
That's so cool. I mean, yeah, it's a strong music community up there, man. I mean, I think California, uh, just, I mean, anywhere, but California has a strong pull with music,
Yep.
I know Orange County, where I grew up, like, there was big punk kind of scene, and a lot of
Oh,
bands
big time.
came out of whatever.
Big
Long Beach, I mean, dude, and you're talking Dre and NWA, Long Beach, I mean,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
impact that Dre and the Chronic had, I mean, the
Yeah.
Chronic is
Oh, that changed it all.
changed everything. I mean, the Chronic to me that's one of my desert island records.
Is
Just
it really?
yeah, fuck
Yeah.
yeah,
It changed the whole face of music and hip hop. I mean, that was that
yeah,
defining album that really
dude.
changed it for everybody.
Yeah. That's on my. I listen. I probably listen to that record like every other day,
Really.
just because it fucking grooves so hard. Mike
Oh, I know.
Elizondo, and just the phrasing of Dre and Snoop, like just no one was phrasing like that. No one was making it like that look, because obviously you had NWA had Ice Cube back then. You had that. Yeah, and then it just came into this like fucking just badass like grooves and smooth and actually like really really poignant lyrics, and for me it's the groove and the pocket, the way that they sing, the way that they're
Yeah.
rapping, and the phrasing. I don't know if anybody.
Phrasing.
Yeah, and there probably was, but it's like da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, that quarter note, that 16th note triplet, eighth note, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, that in a lyric. I don't know if it was super prominent then, but on the Chronic, it's like, they use it all the time. It's like, oh man,
Yeah.
that's like bebop licks, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da,
Never even thought about that, but you're right.
I think of it as a bebop lick, da-da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da, that 16th note triplet to the eighth note. It's all over there. I'm like, oh, it's so rad. And the way that they're putting it together, it's literally like Charlie Parker fucking Omnibook. That
I
was his
never
phrasing.
thought about that.
I don't know. That was just that's just in my head, the way that I hear that.
Yeah, but you're right though. I never thought about it that way. I never thought about like listening to rap and actually putting like quarter sixteenths or eighth notes or whatever. I never thought about that.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
that's what I like. Man, talk like MCs, those guys, and Tupac also did that a lot, and because back in the day, you know, you had a hip hop, a hip it, a hip it, a hip
Right. Right.
it never had like and that was all on the Chronic, you know.
Yeah.
And the other guy that does it, Tretch from Naughty by Nature, that guy's
Oh yeah. Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Really like they use the, and obviously Eminem, you
Yeah.
know, not just with the rhythms, but with the words, the way he just manipulates these phrases.
Yeah.
To me, it's like Stevie Wonder, the way that Stevie Wonder can fit a lyrical phrase into this melody and connect it and Eminem does that. Like I just, for people that don't listen to it, they don't understand how deep that is, you
Yeah.
know? And like, I don't know. For me, it's like, you know, you take like bebop rhythms and put them lyrically. I don't know. That's just
No, yeah, I never thought about it that way. And the fact that they can do it so precise and you understand what they're saying is another
oh,
whole, there's nothing hiding it, no
yeah,
distortion or anything like that.
yeah.
That's brilliant, Steve. Like thought about, I never thought about that. See,
Listen,
that's why I love talking with you, man.
no man. Yeah, listen to the Chronic and listen like the just some of the phrasing. It's like that's what hit me when I heard it. I mean, I heard it way back in the day, but it's more impactful even now. Like, fuck, that was so ahead of its time, man. And
Oh, yeah. Oh,
anyways,
dude.
yeah,
Absolutely.
it's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Anyways,
Yeah, right?
shout out Dr. Dre, shout out Snoop, shout out the Diaz brothers, shout out Deftones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Caesar Gracie.
Those guys were always good too. The Deftones were always good.
Dude, fantastic band.
And they were completely different than what they ended up playing.
Yeah.
But even when they were still trying to find themselves,
Yeah.
they were, you got to find yourself.
Yeah.
But they were still good then. They were just one of those bands that were good.
You know, kind of reminds me. I love Incubus also.
Oh yeah, man.
Like their early records, they took so many chances, and they did like it was almost like they did some hip hop stuff, you know. And it was like, and Ben Kenny, the bass player, is one of my favorites. You know, so good. Anyways,
I saw them when I was living in New York, and this was '93 or '94, I think.
Okay. That was like Morning View. That was like one of their first records back then. So good.
I just had a
DJ
4-song EP. I had a 4-song EP. That's what I got when I saw them. That's all they had.
Dude.
But they were really good. And that was happenstance, man. Like that was complete happen. I just happened, to be there at the right time, right?
Yeah,
It wasn't like I planned it.
And I love bands that do that. Like one of my favorites, who's they're still around, but Ozo Motley is kind of like that. Like and out of that band came Jurassic 5.
Yeah,
Cut Chemist and Charlie Tuna and one other guys. But Jurassic 5 to me is another just God, power in numbers.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Oh man.
Yeah.
And Charlie Tuna is one of the best, most gifted MCs, man. He's so fucking good. Couple of his like one of them is called Fish Food, I think, or something like that. And his phrasing, and he's got a real deep baritone voice. I don't know. He's just I have always been fascinated by MCs because the other thing too, like we were talking, like the lyrics, like it's like us, like when we're playing, we have our safe licks. We got licks, this and that,
absolutely.
or yeah, Charlie Parker had his way of going to a 2-5-1 or whatever. MCs have these lyrics already here where they can rhyme this. They already know like 7 words down what they were going to rhyme and at the end of that stanza or whatever. I mean, the way that they're I'm fascinated by it because I can't fucking do it. We're the shit. Yeah. But they are so good with words and putting them together, and they're already thinking so far ahead with the rhymes. And the thing I love with Eminem is that he can rhyme stuff that doesn't even rhyme, but somehow he does it. Yeah, it's fascinating. Anyway, I mean, people, I think they discredit it, and I think it's such an important, I mean, it really has, I don't know, man.
It changed the face of music because you listen to anything now, I mean, it always has some kind of rapper in it or it is definitely a hip hop nation, if you will.
True. That's true.
And, so definitely had an impact.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
had
think
a
it's
huge impact. And I always liked, of course, I always liked NWA because they're just super
sure,
punk rock. But like Public Enemy, Chuck D, man, that's
dude.
another guy. Like
That's another guy.
I love him,
Yes,
man.
yes.
Like he's just a lyrical genius, and I love like talking about baritone, man. His voice,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
just so smooth, and he's so confident. And I don't know if you heard it or not, but like Spotify, he did a podcast on the Clash, and I don't know if you watched it, but it was a six part
Dude.
podcast on the Clash. If you look up Chuck D does it,
Sure. I
and
love Chuck D. I think he's so
oh,
intelligent.
man.
The guy's so
Oh,
smart.
dude, he's brilliant. He's so brilliant.
Yeah, yeah.
He's really cool because you would never think like Chuck D would be into the Clash, but he's like he loves Joe Strummer,
Well, they did the duo with no, or is that Anthrax and Onyx?
Yeah.
Didn't
Oh, yeah, and Onyx, yeah.
that was Anthrax and Onyx? And then
Onyx, I think Onyx did something with House of Pain, weren't they?
maybe it was House of Pain, and then Chuck D and those guys did it with Anthrax, and something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Bring
You're
the
right.
noise.
They did Bring the Noise.
Bring the noise. So good.
Yeah.
So good, man. Yeah. Anyways, so kids out there, listen to the hip hop, the old hip hop, the good hip hop.
Yeah.
The fucking grandfathers and HBO has a great documentary on the birth of hip hop, which is great.
Oh, do they right now?
It's out there somewhere, but the origins, and that's fascinating on its own.
Yeah.
Because it talks about how, it started with like house parties, and the MC would be the guy going, "Hey, everybody, put your hands in the air," and then it turned into like the MC,
Yeah.
as a rapper, and they, Dr. Dre was part of a hip hop crew with like, Stone Records, and it talks about the whole origin from New York to West Coast. Anyways, that's one of my I love it, man. I think
I'm definitely gonna watch that. I don't know if you have YouTube Red. Like I pay for YouTube.
Oh, maybe I'll
But there's one. They have a show on that's it's Snoop Dogg and Warren G, and they talk about their relationship and how they started, and that's another really one I think you would really like.
Love it. Yeah.
So I always thought Warren G didn't get the credit he deserved. I think Warren G he's just a badass.
As important.
Oh, equally as important. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I love, the Chronicles are so great because they have some Stevie Wonder stuff kind of sample here, but Elizondo's playing on that, and they actually
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he played bass on it. I think he helped produce or did something. Yeah, dude. There's real organic instruments. The Chronic, one of the best fucking records ever.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
absolutely. I have just a couple more questions if you're okay with that.
No.
Sweet. All right. Well, hey man, we'll talk to you later.
All right, we'll see you. All right, bye. No, go ahead.
So, just and this, I think this is more just a question for me because I'm just kind of curious about it. But being a GNL artist and lover of your guys' company and the family that you guys have created, and I just want to thank you for just thank you for everything you've done for me. I really appreciate it to take a chance on me and believe in me, and I just want to say thank you. I mean, I don't know how to thank you enough. So
you're doing it. You've done it, and you're very welcome. You're awesome, man.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, of course.
But I was really curious about is because I have the L2000 bass, which I love. But what is the CLF? What is CLF? I look on because I like looking. I just look at it,
Sure.
And I'm like, what is CLF?
All right. So, in 1965, Leo Fender sells Fender to CBS. Sorry, Leo Fender in 1965 sells Fender to CBS. All right, that's 1965. He still has a 5-year that he has to work for Fender, kind of still come up with some stuff, but he still has to work for him. And then he's got a 10-year non-compete. So after his 5-year tenure with them, he can go do whatever he wants, but he has a full 10-year non-compete. So from 65 to 75, he can't produce anything, come up with stuff, right? He can't compete with Fender.
Okay.
So in '66, he came up with CLF Research, and that stands for Clarence Leo Fender Research.
Oh,
All right? So that's his name, Clarence Leo Fender. So what he did is he created this company so that he knew in the future he was going to keep doing stuff. So he made this company that would umbrella the stuff that he still was giving to Fender, because he made money, he did really well. They paid him, he would provide some stuff, some, consulting. It was a consultation thing for 5 years.
sure. Okay.
And then the non-compete was 10 years, but he was still like, fuck, he was still creating stuff under this CLF Research. So he would license stuff, he would patent stuff. So when 1975 happened, 1976, he was able to do stuff. Music Man approached him.
Okay.
They were only an amp company, and they hired him. Music Man was a customer of Leo Fender's and CLF Research to make a bass and a guitar and make some products for him. So that's where he came up with the Stingray, the Saber, and guitars.
Yeah.
They wanted him to buy the company, and he's like, man, I don't know. So he started.
You want him to buy Music Man?
Music Man wanted Leo to buy the company. Like, hey,
Yeah.
partner up with us, do stuff. But
Yeah.
he already had plans to start GNL. So he was in that building that GNL is in now. That's where that's where the Music Mans were made from like 76, 77 to like 78 or 79.
Okay.
All
Wow.
the early Music Mans were made at the GNL factory.
Get out of town.
Crazy, right?
That is.
We have the prototype. So basically, Music Man was a customer of Leo Fender / CLF Research. That was his company. In 1980, he starts GNL.
Okay.
But there was always this CLF Research. But then it kind of, it would be like, let's say Nabisco. Here's Nabisco, and they're under the umbrella of like, I don't know, John Stern and Company.
Sure. Right.
So John Stern and Company is the big company, but it umbrellas this little Nabisco thing. So that's kind of the thing. So CLF Research was always this company lurking over Fender, Music Man, and GNL.
So on the earlier Music Mans, did it have CLF Research on the back? No.
But all the paperwork, patents, all that stuff, you did see CLF Research. You saw CL Fender, Clarence Leo Fender. So what we're doing now, what GNL is doing, we don't necessarily do reissues. For one point, is that if Leo were here and he was looking at us do shit, he would say, "Is that the best you can do?" So fuck reissues. Like, why am I going to make something the way I did 50 years ago when everything I'm making now is better? The technology is better. So what we do is we take the CLF Research instruments, are an homage to the older, we're bringing them back, but with all the modern shit. Graphite reinforced, blah, blah, blah. Just better. It's just better. So we kind of don't really like or use that reissue because I don't know. I mean, it's granted, whoever wants to do a reissue, I don't care. Whatever.
Yeah, sure. But that makes sense.
So yeah, it's an homage to the older stuff. Yeah. So that's what CLF Research is.
Oh, that's awesome. So, I always looked at it like, what is it? And you would think I'd just Google it, but I was like, I just didn't really think about Googling it. But
no worry. And it's that right now is one of the big campaigns that we're doing marketing wise, trying to connect Leo Fender to GNL and let people know that Leo Fender was CLF Research, is GNL, was Music Man, all that stuff. So it's like, Leo was one of the biggest contributors to musical instruments. I mean, obviously you have like Les Paul, you got a lot of people.
Sure.
Fucking A, man.
The dude.
Stratocaster, Telly, P-Bass, J-Bass, Music Man, L2000, MFD pickups. It's mind-blowing,
Yeah. Man, that's so cool.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is. And it's cool what you're saying about not doing the reissues because, I'm with Galley and Kruger and they won't do the 800 RB. They don't make them anymore. And people say like, hey, you ever going to do an 800 RB? And even though they know that it's their best selling head,
yeah,
Bob's like, the same thing as Leo. Like,
Yeah.
why would I do that? Making all this stuff, this better technology. Why would I go back? And Bob looks at it as going back.
Yeah, I get it. And I respect it. I think that's great. But I can't tell you how many times when I was touring and doing shit that a GK 800RB would be there with like a 410 hard key, and I'd be like,
Yep.
"Fuck yeah, great!" Because it's going to work and it's going to sound great.
Yep.
No worries.
Absolutely.
It's like having an SVT. It's never going to fucking break. It's going to work forever, and it's going to sound good. There you go.
Yeah.
Reliable.
Combo. Yeah. Well, especially now, because I had Uriah Duffy on the show a while ago, and just a great guy. Yeah. He made the best comment about. He's like, all gear nowadays is good.
It's good.
Just gotta find what you like. Yep. And what he said, he goes, I like the family, the people who are involved, the people that that back you, and so and it was just really beautifully said what he said.
Yeah, it's that. Yeah, you have to like who you're hanging with and who you're working with and for. Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge part of it.
Yeah. And now, is that what you look for as far as like when I don't think you actually go out looking for artists, but when people approach you and whatnot, is that what do you just want to be able to hang with that guy, or do you have a specific thing that you're looking for as far as artists?
I mean, just be cool. I mean, it's nice if you got some views, if you got some music, but I mean, the approach is really, just don't be a dick.
Yeah.
And don't expect, like, no one in this fucking world owes you anything.
That's right.
No one in any, not just music or anything. It's like, no one does. So it's like, shoot, man, there's something about just approaching nicely. Like, hey, man, I don't have a lot of viewers, but I dig this guitar and this and that. Maybe I need some help or something. Like, yeah, maybe we'll help you out, get you an artist price, a hookup, whatever. But it's just the niceness, the approach. I mean, yeah, we really don't have to look.
No, I know that.
Yeah, and at the same time, it's like there's no exclusivity. We don't sign anything. It's like, dude, play whatever you want to play. But if you got one of ours, play it every once in a while. Give us some love, whatever. Yeah. But at the same time, like, if you are in the family, like, we'll take care of you. Like, I can't tell you how many times like guys come down and they're like, or they'll be like, fuck, man, I need a like a P style bass, like an LB100 for, like, come down and get it. Just take it and then bring it back when you're done with it. Like,
yeah,
what's wrong with that? Like, oh, I need a fretless jazz bass for this session that I'm doing. Well, fuck, come and get this one. Just play it and bring it back. Yeah. Or if you like it, figure something out. You can keep it. So, yeah, it's a hard one to answer. It's not a black and white, I should say.
No, and I know that. Yeah. And I know that as well. I mean, I know, and I've always said, you got to be out there. You got to be working.
Yeah.
It's what you can do for the company. It's not so much what the company can do for you. It's what you can do for them, and the number one thing is just don't be a dick. And I think that's just in life in general. Don't be a dick.
Be a dick. Don't expect shit. Like, ask. There's a nice way of asking. There's a nice way of approaching, and that just goes back to is like, as I'm gonna say some bad fucking grammar shit. But okay, look, if you're writing a letter, like, do some spell check, do some grammar check,
right?
Make sure there's no run-on sentences. Like, I don't know, go make an effort. Like, make an effort to at least, not just, hi, want cable, need now. Here's this. Like, I mean, look, not everybody. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. Look, not everybody. There's illiteracy in that. I get it, but at least ask succinctly.
Sorry, dude, that's so funny.
I don't know. So, but I've gotten some emails where it's almost like, whoa, like I cannot decipher what you're asking. Like, I don't know. I try to.
Right.
I don't know. And
I remember seeing John Moody post something about that one time about,
Yeah.
hey, if you're gonna reach out to people, make sure you change the name of the company before you send one to me. He's like, I'm not Ampeg or whatever. Like, why are you hitting me up? I don't work for them.
The cut and paste thing is that could get you in fucking trouble. If you're writing out a form letter and you send it to me and it says, Ibanez or something like that, I'm like, you're just fishing. Now you're just fishing for shit. Like, you're just putting the net out there and seeing who you can catch. It's like, it's not like you really like the gear and would like it. I don't know. There's a fine line. And again, not everybody writes well, spells well, or whatever, but at least maybe make an effort to,
be professional as you can and make it at least literate,
Yeah, or professional somehow, or I don't know. There's be nice. Like Patrick Swayze, just be nice.
Yeah.
Until you don't have to be, but no, just be nice.
And on that note, we're closing.
Yeah. So it's and just be cool and and it's definitely a two-way street, like
yeah.
So I don't know. It's definitely not a black and white thing, and other and there's companies that have different that's the thing too is if you don't like the way a company does business, don't do business with them.
Right.
Not your fucking company.
Right.
Like, it's their rules. Like, that's it. Like, oh, okay, then cool. Like, this complaining about this company makes me jump through hoops and this. Okay.
Yeah.
That's their policy.
Yeah.
That's their policy. I don't know what to tell you. Don't fucking deal with them.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
that's great. That's good advice. That really
that's some people are entitled, and fuck, nobody owes anybody shit. You got to work for it, and I don't know. Maybe I'm cynical, but
no. And I agree with you. I agree. I know a lot of people that are just they want endorsements, they want all this stuff, but they don't want to leave their room.
Yeah, and so the endorsement thing. Like when I was young, like really young, just starting out. I mean, and I get it. To have a company back you, I mean, fuck, that's rad. Like
huge, man.
It's huge, and like to have a company go, hey, we think you're great here. Well, whatever it is, like I remember wanting to be like a Fender artist so bad. Like I was like, please,
Yeah.
So I do get it. I understand, but there's maybe a tactful way to do it, especially now. At least have some proficiency on your instrument, be cool, maybe have some content. Maybe if you don't have content, that's even fine too, but just don't be an asshole.
Yeah.
Like that's fine. Just be cool. I don't know. And every company has different stuff. We don't have paperwork. We don't do any of that. We just kind of feel it out. We want family. We don't want just, a customer. We want family. We want people that are cool that, I mean, I don't know. I want a cool hang, man. That's one of the reasons. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I want a cool hang, and if you're gonna be, you don't want to deal with people who are a pain in the ass. You just want to deal with people that you're happy to see.
Yeah, and granted, not everything's, they have an instrument that, man, stuff happens. Like, well, we'll take care of you, like, yeah, stuff happens, another reason, like the bass hang, my whole idea is so before the bass hang, we actually used to have these things called bass hangs, Southern California bass hangs, where I would rent out like a sound studio, and we would just have all local bass players come, and I would have these little mini NAMs. This was like in 12, 13 years ago. And it was just a snowball of this idea. And I just wanted to hang with my bass player friends. I never see them on gigs and shit, so the bass hang. I don't know, that just came into my mind that I had these. So
that's fantastic. It was fun. Man, you just started off doing something, and look at it, man. It just takes an idea and some hustle, but you've really created what am I trying to say, man? You've created something that
created a monster.
Well, no, I don't want to say a monster, but definitely you've created a situation to put you in these other great situations of working with great art and promoting yourself, because like I said, our next show is going to be about you and just your life as a bass player, and you've done amazing things too.
I guess.
Well, we all have, man. I mean,
yeah.
Here's the one thing I definitely want to ask is, I noticed that you worked with Weird Al.
Yes.
How was it working with Weird Al?
One of the best fucking people ever. So we'll come back to Weird Al, but Ron Moreno, we didn't close that one. Sorry. Met him while I was working. He was a product specialist. He was always in the product specialist selling to companies. So I met him through there. He was a rep. He was a rep for GK before. He was a rep for, so that's how I knew him. And Ron called me to do videos for GNL, and then it just grew and grew and grew, and now that's where I'm at. So I just remembered the Ron Moreno. We didn't close the book on that one.
Yeah, right.
Okay, so Weird Al, I did a gig where we backed all these players, and it was Weird Al, Jane Weedland, Corey from Slipknot, Scotty Ian, Anthrax, the Filter singer, Richard Patrick.
Oh, wow.
And I got to play with all these people, and Weird Al was just like, got to hang with him for a couple of days, did the gig, and he was just one of the, dude, he was one of the nicest people. Jane Weedland, I want to be her brother, because she is like the fucking cool, the Go-Go's, right? The Go-Go's,
yeah.
Jane Weedland.
Yeah.
And one of the nicest people. And Corey from Slipknot was rad. And we just played, it was rad, man. We did this big concert, and
so cool.
Weird Al played, I think we played The Girl You Want by Devo.
Oh, nice.
Fucking awesome. And he was tripping out because I remember that Devo, I played that record until it was like, I played it, so I know that song. I never learned it, but it's pretty easy, and I just knew it. And it had these tricky parts, and I remember, like, he'd look back, and I'm like, fucking, we got this, man. Like, I know this song so fucking well. Don't worry about it. And it was just great, man.
Hang 1 second. I got to close my door real quick.
All right. I'm just going to talk here. Blah, 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 blah.
Well, I have
there you are.
Man, and dude turned up his motorcycle across the street, of course,
I didn't hear it, so it was fine.
Oh, well, that's good. That's good. But anyways, man, I just really, again, I want to, I just really want to thank you for coming on the show, and I want to thank you for taking time to do it, and
so welcome, man.
And again, man, just I want to thank you for your trust in me and your belief. And
you're the best, dude. Fantastic.
I really appreciate it.
Dude, of course, man. Now, okay, so I'm going to turn the table. So the podcast is called what? What's the name of the podcast?
My podcast?
Yes.
Oh, Live at 5.
Live at 5. And then, so how many episodes and when did you start it? What was kind of the impetus for this?
Okay, so we got 12 episodes.
Nice.
And we got up to 12 episodes, and we were just going to do our 13th. I had my buddy Rick Deputy on the last show, which he played drums for Montrose, and
nice.
Who else? Jimmy Two-Tone, and then he ended up going with Los Lobos.
Oh, wow.
Playing drums with them and touring with Tower of Power, but not playing drums with them, but all of a sudden turning into sound.
Sure. Oh, wow.
And so got out of he was still playing drums, but just out of necessity in a way, started doing the sound, and then their tour manager and just another guy that's done the whole gauntlet of stuff like
of course.
Really interests me, like you guys do just so much. But so anyways, so we got to a point, and my manager Cody Jones, who's down south, said, let's just stop now, and then we can start season 2. So so you'll be our 14th show.
Very cool.
And the whole reason I started it was he just said, dude, you got to start a show, like an Instagram live show, just to do something.
Yeah.
And just to keep your face, fresh and whatever, just do it. Cause he's like, so many people, just do it. And I thought about it. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll do it. And honestly, man, it just started kind of snowballing into a situation where I told myself, if my whole goal out of this whole thing was, I just want to build this really cool community,
That's I love it.
if you needed a guitar player, like, hey, do you know somebody? Oh yeah, man, like Serge is right down the street from you. Like, oh, let me give him a call. Or I just wanted to build a community of really cool people and musicians, and knowing that no matter what, if somebody needed a recommendation for another guy, like there's no, oh dude, Skeez knows a guy. I know they're gonna be cool. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So that was like my main focus, but it actually turned out to be, it is that, but I'm actually like starting to get some cool work, and people are hitting me up. And so it's, you know, I had Norwood Fisher on the show, and he said,
yes,
the best thing you could do, man, he's like, it's, you're doing it, and that is you're putting the me in media, and you're keeping your face out there. And so it's really kind of started snowballing into a whole other thing, which I never expected it. But
see, exactly, right? Like it snowballs to this thing, like you, but I think it just, you're working. You're not just sitting on your ass doing nothing.
Right.
You're actually doing something, you know? And I think that is so important, you know, anybody listening, it's like, just do something.
Yeah.
You know, you get a job from a job, you know, whatever it is, you know, and I love it, man. I think you're doing fantastic. And this, are you YouTube and on all the Spotify and all that stuff?
No, at first, well, we're going to be getting there.
Cool.
But at first it was just Instagram Live.
Oh, okay.
And so then when, you know, Cody and I were talking, and we said, man, maybe we ought to start just doing Zoom stuff, because it didn't seem like a lot of people could commit to a Tuesday at 5 o'clock.
Sure. Yeah,
which is totally understandable.
Yeah.
So he's like, let's start doing it on Zoom. And then we got talking. It's like, well, dude, if we do it on Zoom, we don't have to do just Instagram. We can do Facebook. There's so many other platforms that we can pair this on.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like that first 12 shows were just kind of like, let's just see what happens.
Right, yeah.
And now it's like, okay, now we kind of see, so let's try something different, you know? Like we're
Yeah.
learning, man.
I think that's what this life is about. I honestly think
Absolutely.
This is what this life is about, is you got to keep evolving no matter what. You're forced into it, and then you just figure stuff out, man. That's rad.
Well, and taking risks, you know, and
Yes.
it took a long time for me. Like I'm always good at taking risks.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, there was a point I wanted to be close to my kids, and I don't regret any of it. So I started cutting hair so I could be close to the kids to help, you know,
Cool.
I want to be a dad.
Dude.
So, but now they're at an age where they're old enough and I can start doing the thing. And we've talked, and they're like, what are you doing? Like, that's not what you do. You're like, you play bass, man. That's what you do, you know?
Yeah,
so, so here we are. And,
dude, I'm proud of you, man. That's rad, dude.
Thank you. Thank you. It's, you know, this, and then the band, and side work, and, you know, getting tracks. It just really snowballed into this wonderful, you know, life. I have this wonderful life right now, you know, where I took that, I'm just taking these risks, and all these risks are paying off. And you took these risks during probably one of the fucking gnarliest times in our lifetime. Absolutely. Well, I was kind of thrown into it.
Yes. Yeah.
Even better.
You
know, the universe just said, we're halting. Now you're just going to do this because you don't have a choice. And
figure it out.
You figure it out. And, you know, it's one of those things like you sink or swim. So when you get thrown in there, you're going to learn how to swim pretty quick, right?
Yeah.
So it's been wonderful. It's been wonderful.
Well, you have all the episodes, like all the audio from it, because you can always load those up to, you know, I use SoundCloud.
Yeah. Well, we do. We're up on Spotify and Anchor. Cool. We go through Anchor FM or Anchor.fm.
Okay.
And so it instantly puts it all up on Spotify and all the Pandora and Apple podcasts and all that. Yep. So we have episodes up on, you know, just the audio.
Yeah. Dude,
and I go back and I listen to them and I'm like, oh God, man, like I don't want to listen to myself talk, man. You know?
I never listen to anything I record. I don't think I've ever really watched any of the videos that I did other than just editing them and then putting them out. And I'm like, fuck it, on to the next thing.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, it's out there. That's done. So
yeah, I can't change.
I use well, no, I was gonna say when I first started the Bass Hang and I wanted to do the podcasts like 7 or 8 years ago, it was a chore to actually get your shit on a podcast platform.
Was it really?
It was a pain in the ass. Yeah, you had to jump through these hoops. You had to. It was. I forget what it was, but I remember that you had to get the RSS feed from this, and you had to feed it into this fucking what. It was a pain in the ass. But now you have like what you're using, SoundCloud, literally just does it all for you. So
yeah, it's pretty awesome.
it's come a long way. So it's nice. The only drag is that the metrics for this podcast, you don't really get. It's hard to get the metrics for it. You know, the numbers.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, but I'm not. I don't.
I'm with you. I know what you're saying.
I'm doing it just like what you said. You know,
Exactly.
I'm doing it to keep my social mind going.
Yeah.
And I'm not worried about the numbers. I'm doing it, I'm having fun, and I'm talking with my friends, and I'm meeting new people, and you know, and it's fun to see like who I can reach out to do the show, and some people I would never expect are saying, "Yeah, to do it."
Dude,
I'm like, really?
Yeah, and it's just great to talk to people and learn. Like I learn from you. I learn from everybody. I try to. You know, it's like,
Absolutely.
fuck, man. Yeah, we need this. You know,
Agreed.
we need this interaction. So thank God we had Zoom, but now this is gonna be over, and we're actually gonna have face to face. So I'm gonna be hugging the shit out of a bunch of people, man.
Oh man, tell me about
Big
it.
hug to you, man. Everybody, like, can't wait.
I can't wait either.
Yeah.
It seems like 5 years ago it started.
I know. Yeah.
It does.
I can't wait for summer, just to have a summer.
I know.
Right?
Wow. Well, especially, hopefully we don't have any fire. You know, the last summer.
I know, dude.
Shits, man, with the fires. But thank God we couldn't leave anyways, you know?
Yeah, you had to be inside. But yeah, it was kind of crazy. So
yeah.
I don't want to take up any more time, but I wanted to shoot it back at you. I wanted to learn some stuff about you.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, like I said, I did it on a whim because, you know,
I love it.
Cody said, you should just do it. Like, you know, so many people. And it scared the shit out of me. And I literally started getting like anxiety.
Yeah.
And when I feel like that happens, then I know that I need to do it.
Yes. Yeah.
You get out of your comfort zone, right? Because if you stay in your comfort zone forever, you never accomplish anything and you don't grow. So you got to be uncomfortable in order to live.
Complacency kills.
It does. Complacency kills. And it really does, man. You know, I just made a pact with myself that if it's uncomfortable, I'm going to live my life in uncomfort.
Yeah. That's rad, dude. I love it, man. That's the mantra. I think that's what a lot of musicians, we know what tough is from, you know, just being in the woodshed and fucking sucking for a long time. And then it's like you have a little shimmer of like, oh, wow, that was good, but I still suck. And then you start getting a little better and better. I don't know.
No, and I'm glad you said that because I started taking lessons and getting lessons from Christian Attard, and my whole world has just completely, you know, and best thing I've ever done.
Kudos, man. That's rad.
Get lessons, man.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm learning, and you know, I never took lessons, so I don't know anything about anything.
Okay. And
so I was like, I get, you know, when you're talking about, you know, you come back to it, you're here, you may be here, but you're not here, you know, and that's where I feel I'm at. I need to get here because I need to get to this next level of my playing, of course, and my knowledge, of course, but I need to get to this next level of work as well.
I get it, man. Yeah, and every time you improve, that floor goes up a little bit more.
Yep.
Goes a little higher and higher, you know. So you never stop learning, man. Oh, that's rad, dude. Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been fun. So
cool.
But yeah, you know, just one day at a time.
Yeah.
Doing myself and
stay healthy, stay happy.
Yeah, staying healthy. I'm definitely eating a lot better. I had this vertigo thing happen to me a bit ago, so now I'm like on a complete different. All right, let's
good.
lay off drinking.
But whiskey is so good.
I know it is. I know, and that's my weapon of choice too.
Yeah, dude. Well, you know, moderation.
Yep.
Take out all the other stuff, or minus some other stuff, so you can partake. But that's good. But you're feeling better.
Oh, dude, 1,000%.
Cool.
1,000%. Yeah, I feel great. So, But I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do this. Let's open up, and our summer's really starting to fill up, and we're happy about
happy
that.
for you.
We're
Nice.
staying local right now because we just don't feel taking off is really an option right now.
Yeah.
And
It
a lot
will.
of these shows, and it will, but a lot of these shows we're doing are still kind of question marks.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
well, we're not sure what's going to happen. We're going to book anyways, just in case,
Yeah.
we figure this out. So,
Yeah, dude, that's rad. Well, fingers crossed, man. I know you're doing well. Yeah.
thank you. And I know you are too.
Thanks, brother.
It's really, really good to see you.
Yeah, you too, man.
And, just thank you so much, man, for
Yeah,
everything.
of course, man. Thank you, dude. And yeah, you're so welcome. Of course. Yeah. Well, and we'll have you on the show. We'll have you on the Big Bottom podcast. So
Yeah. I would have a lot of fun. I'd love to. And dude, I haven't talked to Jonathan in a while, so it'd be good to talk with him. That guy's a monster, dude.
Yeah, fucking A. Those guys.
Oh, dude, he's such a monster bass player.
All y'all make me go, okay.
Oh, y'all. Oh, dude, whatever.
I need to work.
Dude, and that's what I look at with you guys. All y'all too. It's like, oh man, like I gotta.
Yeah, and that's the thing about community. That was the one, Dale even said, he goes, man, you're doing, it's cool for the community. So it's like, yeah, that's all right. Well, good, man. This is a good community we have, dude. We got some good people.
I agree, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I agree. Like we have a wonderful community, and that's kind of what I want. That's what I wanted to do, man. I just wanted to be a part of a good community and help. Because I remember telling Tony one time, like when we all get a gig, like if we all get that good gig, dude. I feel like, say Tony gets his killer gig, or you call like, hey man, I'm taking off with so and so.
Yeah,
we all won.
Hell yeah, dude! And everybody's playing. That's bass players. We kind of have that support, our support role, but we're a different breed. I really think, and that's again the bass hang with like getting those get-togethers and stuff. It's just I just wanted to hang with my bass playing buddies, We're fucking rad.
Yeah.
If I just say so myself, like some of my best friends are bass players, and it's awesome, man. It's rad.
And look what you created.
Oh man,
so cool.
What you're creating, what we're all creating.
We're all creating,
rad.
Man.
Thank you for having me on the show. Really
yes,
appreciate
sir.
it.
Thank you. Love you, Steve. You take care. Have a great rest of your day.